What's going on, guys? Today, in our continuing Legends series, I'm going to do the next three or four on some key defensemen uh, that I think deserve recognition on this. First one we're talking about is Mr. Ray Bourque. I pulled his rookie card here out of my set from the 1980-81 O-Pee-Chee and just put it in that snap tight mag. It's a little scratched up, but just thought just to be careful. My luck, I'd drop it and dent it, or it's not perfect shape. Like I said, it's from my set, and I'm not too fussy about how those cards look. I want them decent. They don't have to be perfect. So that one there's a little off center, but that's okay. So Mr. Raymond Jean Bourque, born in 1960. He's going to be 61 on the 28th of December. I think this is coming out the Saturday after that. So happy belated Mr. Bourque. Born in Quebec. Raised part of his life in New Brunswick, but then settled in back to Montreal. Played for the Boston Bruins and finished up with the Colorado Avalanche. In 1979, he was the first overall pick by the Boston Bruins. 8th overall in the draft, but first by Boston. What else can we talk about? Still holds the record these days for the most career goals, assists, and points by a defenseman. Won the James Norris Trophy as the best defenseman 5 times and finished second 6 times. So, half of his career, he was rated number 1 or 2 top defenseman. Also, he finished second twice for the Hart Memorial Trophy, which is given out to the MVP of the league. So that in itself is a rarity. Bobby Orr is probably widely considered the top NHL defenseman of all time. Had a shortened career, but surely if he had played with the longevity that Mr. Bourque did, he definitely would have statistically been number 1. He was Boston's longest-serving captain, played 21 seasons for them, and capped off his career by winning the Stanley Cup in his final NHL game. Promptly retired after that. In 2017, he was named one of the greatest 100 NHL players of his career. Was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2004. There's a couple of things that I'm going to get to that really stand out in his career that I think are just cool stories. So just to cover some of his stats, he played in a total of 1,612 games, amassing 1,579 points. And guys, that's like almost a point a game, which is absolutely unheard of. Those are like Lemieux, Gretzky type careers. I think his most productive year was 1983-84, where he had 96 points. So finished with 410 goals, 1,169 assists, just like unbelievable career. 2 things that really stand out. Most people know him as wearing number 77, but a lot of you may not know this, but originally, when he was called up to the Bruins, he was assigned the jersey number 7, which had been worn for years by Phil Esposito. In 1987, 6 years after Esposito retired. The Bruins decided to honor Esposito's accomplishments and retire number 7. Bourque opted to continue wearing the number as he was not required to relinquish it. However, on December 3rd, 1987, as the ceremony for Esposito was drawing to a close, Bourque approached the Hall of Famer and, in a symbolic gesture, removed his number 7 jersey, handed it to Esposito, and by doing so, he revealed that he had come out onto the ice wearing 2 different jerseys. The second jersey, which he had been wearing underneath the first one, bore his new number 77. So a very, very classy move. And probably the move that I thought was just a fitting tribute. He was traded midway through his second to last season, the 99-2000 season, to the Colorado Avalanche. You know, he knew his career was winding down, wanted to win a Stanley Cup, and played a full season the next year for Colorado. Played 80 games and got 59 points. So not too shabby for a guy who was on his way out. But that was the year Colorado won the Stanley Cup. One of my former jobs in my past life was a part-time statistician for ESPN Hockey. I was fortunate enough to be at the old Pepsi Center in Colorado when they raised the cup and they won it. In one of the classiest moves I had ever seen, Joe Sakic, the captain of the Avalanche, was called up to receive the Stanley Cup from Gary Bettman. Rather than hoisting it himself as a captain traditionally does and shows it off to the crowd, he called Ray Bourque over, handed it to Bourque, and let Bourque do it first. And probably one of the coolest moments I've ever seen in hockey, let alone sports itself. But just the fact that I was in the building just kind of lent more to it. And just really, really happy and excited that I was there to witness it. So there you have it, guys. There is Mr. Ray Bourque, a very young Ray Bourque, wearing the number 7. And that's what I got for you today. Hope you're doing well. Take care.